recover your assets. In this chapter, you will learn how to protect your PC and your online business from security threats and fraud associated with accepting credit cards online. The importance of online security. When you accept credit cards for your business, it is more important than ever to make sure your business computer or computers are protected from viruses, hackers, and information thieves, particularly if you store your customers' financial information on your hard drive. One of the issues with online security involves your customers. Many people are still reluctant to buy over the internet because they are afraid their personal information won't stay personal. Some companies have perpetuated this fear by giving away or selling customer information, despite guarantees on their website claiming they didn't engage in sharing information. As a result, e-commerce merchants have to work that much harder to gain public trust. The most successful online businesses are those that concern themselves with security issues and take extra steps to protect their customers' personal information. Encryption is one of the main defenses against data and information abuse. This process converts data into a cipher or code that can only be read by the company or program that maintains the encrypted website. The downside to encryption is that high levels of this type of security are expensive, and not all internet businesses can afford the necessary technology. As an online merchant, you not only must provide a guarantee or disclaimer on your website promising not to divulge your customers' personal information, you must abide by that promise completely. Few internet consumers will make a purchase unless they see the padlock symbol in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen on the order page, indicating the website is secure. Encryption is not the only factor in building trust with online customers. Branding can represent another barrier to consumer trust. While most internet buyers won't hesitate to purchase from Amazon, eBay, or other well-known websites, the majority of e-commerce merchants are small or medium-sized businesses whose names are not well known. This makes consumers cautious when deciding whether to purchase from them. Another factor is the lack of traditional queues present in brick-and-mortar stores, which makes business websites subject to a more intense level of buyer scrutiny. Misspelled words, poor grammar, missing guarantees, or reports of customer complaints, true or imagined, can doom an online store to failure, even if the merchant is actually offering quality products and services. Safeguarding your customers' personal information is of the utmost importance. Outside of encryption, there are several things you can do to protect the data that is transmitted through your website and ensure against theft, viruses, and other cyber threats. Antivirus and firewall protection. Since your business is primarily located on your PC, you must take steps to protect your hard drive from viruses and other corrupting software. One of the best ways to do this is through antivirus and firewall protection. Antivirus software. If your computer does not have antivirus software, you are vulnerable to a number of computer viruses. These can include infected email attachments, drive-by infections from corrupt websites, worms, viruses that attack over the internet, spyware, virally transmitted programs that harvest personal information, viruses spread through macros in application documents. The consequences of a computer virus vary according to the corrupt program. Your computer's operation may be slowed, sometimes to the point where you can no longer use it. You may lose some or all of your data. Also, if your personal information or the information of your customers is accessed, you may have to deal with fraud or identity theft. Antivirus software helps to keep dangerous viruses away from your computer's hard drive by covering the main lines of attack. The software scans incoming emails for attached viruses and monitors files as they are opened to guard against infection. Antivirus software also performs periodic scans of all the files on your hard drive. However, there are some things antivirus software cannot protect against. These include programs you choose to install that may contain unwanted features. Most antivirus software will warn you if you are about to install potentially unsafe software. Most spyware and spam. Hacker attacks carried out over the internet. Viruses for which the program has no signature. Regular updates of your antivirus software will help to ensure that the signatures, parts of known viruses the software looks for, are kept current and up to date. Each time a new virus is discovered, virus security firms analyze the infected program and create a signature file that allows the antivirus software to detect and block it. There are several factors you should consider in choosing antivirus software for your computer. You should base your decision on the needs of your business, as well as the price you can afford. Standalone or security suite. You can purchase a standalone antivirus program that only scans for viruses. Most of these software programs can be updated over the internet when new viruses appear. Another option is to purchase a security suite, which includes other protective software such as firewalls, spam filtering, and anti-spyware components. Standalone programs cost around $20, while full suites can range from $50 to $100 or more. The advantages of purchasing a security suite are obvious. They afford more protection and provide a single program for all security solutions. They are usually faster to install. There are also some drawbacks to buying a suite, which are not so obvious. Other than the higher cost, the elements outside of the antivirus component are sometimes lower quality than other available firewall, spam, and spyware programs. Also, many of the additional components are available for free. Free or commercial. There are a number of antivirus products available for free download on the internet. These include freeware, shareware, and free trial versions of big-name antivirus software, such as Norton and McAfee. Many software providers offer free versions as an enticement for an eventual upgrade. While the price is an obvious benefit, you can't beat free. There are drawbacks to free antivirus software. Most free programs have reduced functionality and are not as effective as commercial versions. Also, there is often little or no technical support if you experience problems installing or using the software. When you purchase or obtain antivirus software, you can either download it from a website or order an installation CD. If you plan to invest money in a commercial antivirus program, it is often beneficial to buy a CD. That way, if you are unable to get online for any reason, or if you purchase a new computer, you can easily reinstall the software. Commercial antivirus software providers include F-Secure at www.f-secure.com, McAfee at www.mcafee.com, Symantec, providers of Norton Antivirus, at www.symantec.com, Trend Micro at www.trendmicro.com. Some providers of free antivirus software include Grisoft AVG Antivirus at free.grisoft.com, Anivir at www.free-av.com, Al Will Avast at www.avast.com, Clamwin at clamwin.com. Outside of installing antivirus software, there are several things you can do to decrease your chances of virus infection. Never open any files attached to an email from an unknown or suspicious source, no matter how interesting it may seem. Turn on macro protection in applications such as Microsoft Word and Excel. Use only one antivirus program at a time. Update your antivirus software regularly to receive new signature information. If you use the antivirus software that came with your computer, it is likely a free trial version. Don't forget to update or replace the software once it expires. Firewalls. Firewalls protect your computer from a variety of threats. They can prevent hackers from breaking into your hard drive and block some worms that antivirus software cannot stop. Firewalls can also block outgoing traffic from your computer that may contain a virus infection. However, there are some things firewalls cannot do. A firewall acts as a barrier between the public space of the Internet and your private computer system. Strong firewalls will not only block unwanted information, but can sometimes refuse to accept data you are attempting to obtain. A firewall acts as your first line of defense against viruses and infections. However, there are still many ways your computer may be vulnerable, even with a firewall application. Firewalls do not prevent spam, spyware, and some viruses. Other ways a firewall can be vulnerable include infections from computers you have given permission to access yours, hackers who obtain passwords for your firewall, people with physical access to your computer, firewalls that are either disabled or contain multiple exceptions or open ports, malicious traffic that doesn't travel through the firewall, such as wireless network transmissions, traffic that appears to be legitimate. Some ISPs will provide firewall protection through your website. However, it is best to assume your ISP does not provide firewall protection and make sure your computer is protected yourself. There are several different types of firewalls available. Desktop firewalls, also known as software firewalls, are installed on computers connected to the Internet to monitor and block Internet traffic. The Windows Firewall is a basic firewall that comes bundled with Microsoft Windows XP. This provides a decent degree of protection, but can be replaced with a commercial desktop firewall or supplemented with a hardware firewall. Hardware firewalls are usually built into broadband internet routers, cable or DSL modems. Hardware firewalls are built to protect several computers sharing the same internet connection. They can be a bit more difficult to configure than software firewalls, but provide a good degree of protection. Commercial desktop firewalls generally provide sufficient protection for both desktop and wireless, notepad or laptop computers. ZoneLab ZoneAlarm provides free firewall software for personal use, as well as a low-cost commercial version. You can test your computer to see if your firewall is working by visiting one of these websites. Symantec Security Check at security.symantec.com or Shields Up at grc.com. Backing up your files. In addition to installing security software, you should regularly back up the files and data stored on your computer. Antivirus and firewall software are excellent for protecting a working computer, but they are useless in cases of accidental deletion, hardware failure, damage caused by a security breach, floods, fire, or other physical disasters. Regular data backups also protect your valuable data against physical theft, especially in the case of laptops, and catastrophic virus or spyware infections that may force you to wipe your hard drive and reinstall everything. Here are some tips for backing up your data. Plan for the worst. Imagine the worst possible thing that could happen to your computer data and protect against that. Keep essential data in a single folder for fast backup. Create backup files for all of the information on your computer, except programs or operating systems for which you have the original disks. Occasionally erase and restore some non-essential data to test your backup system. Store a set of backup data outside of your home or office in case of theft or natural disasters. Protect backups with encryption or password. Don't store your backup files with your PC. There are several ways to create backup files. If you use a rewritable file system such as a zip disk or thumb drive, it is a good practice to keep 3 sets of data: the latest backup, and the two preceding it. Some software will allow you to create a one-time full backup, which creates a copy of the program data for installation on other PCs, or simply for your files. If you purchase software that allows backup creation, this should be your first step after you install the program. You can also create backups using an external hard disk, floppy disks, or rewritable CDs. When choosing a backup method, you should first calculate the file size and make sure there is enough room on the device you're using to create the backup files. You can discover the file size by right-clicking on the file name in a viewing window such as the My Documents folder. In addition to removable devices, you can use backup software to create spare files. Microsoft Backup is included in all versions of Windows XP, ME, and 98. Encryption. Encryption is an excellent method of securing data on your computer, though it can be somewhat expensive depending on the programs and methods you use to encrypt your data. Encryption is the process of converting information into a code that cannot be understood or interpreted by anyone who is not authorized to view the data. You can encrypt emails, files, or even your entire hard disk. In the case of emails, encryption also allows you to validate the sender of the message and determine whether it has been tampered with en route. Encryption processes are also used to protect e-commerce websites, wireless networks, and remote access, to prevent eavesdropping and spoofing, a fraudulent email practice used by fishers and farmers. There are many different techniques for encryption. The higher the encryption level, the more difficult it is for hackers and cybercriminals to break the code using a remote computer. Encryption levels are measured in bits. 64-bit encryption represents the general security standard for most non-commerce websites, while secure servers most often employ 128-bit encryption. How can you use it? Encrypting emails and files takes some time and can prove technically demanding for many casual computer users. Most commercial encryption products come with extensive technical support and easy-to-understand user interfaces. There are free, open-source encryption products available, but most of them require a high degree of technical knowledge. However, if you are accepting credit cards through your website server, encryption is a requirement if you expect anyone to make purchases. Encrypting emails. There are several products available that will allow you to encrypt emails. These vary from secure email systems for individual users to wide-scale public key infrastructure systems that are suitable for multinational corporations. A few of the options for email encryption programs include SecureZip at www.pkware.com, PGP Desktop at www.pgp.com, Zixmail at www.zixcore.com/esecure/zixmail.php. These products work with non-web-based email programs such as Microsoft Outlook and Eudora. Encrypting files. If your computer runs on Microsoft Windows XP Professional, you already have an encrypting file system option. The system requires some technical knowledge and may take some time to learn, but it is quite simple to operate once it's in place. You can also purchase software for specific encryption tasks, or for older operating systems. This software is generally easy to use and well worth the investment. Some examples of available encryption software include DESLock at www.deslock.com, SecureZip at www.pkware.com, PGP Desktop at www.pgp.com, TrueCrypt at www.truecrypt.org. Protecting your business from fraud. Your customers are not the only ones who need protection from the scavengers of the Internet. You must also take steps to protect your business from scammers and other forms of abuse. You may think fraud happens only in large corporations, but even small businesses are susceptible to online and credit card fraud. Scammers, hackers, and identity thieves do not differentiate between rich and not so rich. To them, money is money. When you operate an online business and accept credit cards, you must take steps to ensure against theft and fraud. There are two common ways hackers perpetrate online fraud against businesses. They are account takeover fraud. A scammer will attempt to gain access to and use your existing credit account information. In this case, the fraudulent transactions will appear on your credit card bill, online banking account records, or mailed account statements, making it fairly easy to detect. True name identity fraud. This occurs when scammers obtain your social security number or other personal information, and then use it to open accounts in your name. This type of fraud is more difficult to detect, as the fraudulent account statements and bills are delivered to the scammer instead of you. Spoofing and phishing are the most common ways scammers gain access to personal or financial information. Spoofing entails creating fake websites that imitate legitimate businesses, financial institutions, or e-commerce companies. PayPal and Amazon are two businesses that are commonly spoofed. This practice is then followed up with phishing. Scammers send forged or fraudulent emails with urgent subject lines, designed to make the recipient panic and visit the spoofed website. Once there, they are prompted to enter personal information, such as social security numbers, account numbers, and passwords. The scammers then use this information to access the victim's actual account. There are several steps you can take to safeguard your business from scammers. These include installing spam filters and pop-up blockers to cut down on the amount of unsolicited traffic that enters your website. This can limit your exposure to fraudulent internet practices. Thoroughly investigate your financial services provider or credit card processing service before you sign up with one. Most credit card processing services claim a strong commitment to account security, but in practice, few make the effort to keep up with the latest steps in fraud prevention. Your financial service provider should use two-way, two-factor authentication for all transactions. In this method, you must be authenticated each time you attempt to gain access to your account, and you should receive a unique welcome message or security image that notifies you of the website's authenticity. Educate yourself on the latest fraudulent activities. Search the internet regularly for articles and resources about online security, or subscribe to feeds or newsletters from ScamWatch websites, so you can be informed early about new scamming techniques to beware of online. Customer fraud. You should also take steps to protect your business from customer abuse. The reality of online commerce is that it eliminates face-to-face contact. This can lead some people to take liberties with online commerce and exhibit a level of rudeness or lack of regard for rules and policies they would not otherwise exhibit in a traditional merchant setting. Here are some tips on minimizing customer abuse. Write a clear return policy and make sure it is visible on your website to prevent flagrant disregard of returns. Spell out in a disclaimer on your order page that by clicking Submit, the customer agrees to be responsible for the charges listed on the order. This does not prevent chargeback requests, but it does ensure against ridiculous claims, such as, "I never agreed to purchase this product." Collect both shipping and billing addresses from your customers. If the customer is a victim of credit card fraud, this information will assist the credit card company in tracking down the source of the fraud. Use a national shipping company that provides tracking numbers and online delivery confirmation to avoid customer claims that they did not receive their order. Check credit card numbers against websites such as the Chargeback Bureau, at chargebackbureau.org to discover credit card numbers that are frequently involved in credit card fraud. If your budget allows for it, invest in a third-party service to assist in your billing practices. Contact your merchant service in regards to any charge that seems suspicious and ask them to help you verify the address and account number through their system. Keep in mind that excessive chargebacks can cause your merchant account to be cancelled, and plan accordingly. Whether by accident or design, abusive customers can cause a great deal of damage to your business. As with a traditional storefront, you can always refuse to do business with a particularly troublesome customer. You have the right to protect your online business, and no amount of customer abuse is worth the money you may make when compared to the time and effort it will likely cause you to repair the damage. Virtual Plastic pays. No matter what type of business you operate, if you are selling online, accepting credit cards can really pay off for you and your profits. Every day, more consumers enter the world of e-commerce and discover the value and convenience of online shopping. Accepting credit cards on your website will bring you a great deal more business than you would get if you don't accept them. Today's internet consumers are hooked on plastic, and many prefer the convenience and speed of paying with credit cards. In fact, it may be safe to say that an online business will not be able to thrive without accepting credit card payments. There are many different options available to you as an internet merchant when it comes to accepting credit cards through your website. With planning and creativity, you can implement the solution that works best for you and your budget. Whether you choose to invest in a private merchant account, use a third-party merchant service, or select an all-in-one solution, the ability to accept credit cards will transform your business. Keep in mind that the more options you are able to offer your visitors, the more likely you will be to convert them into customers. And the more you satisfy your customers, the more likely you will be to earn repeat business. Leaving your options open and including the crucial alternative to pay with a credit card is the best way to ensure the growth of your online business. When you implement a credit card processing system in conjunction with strong security measures and excellent customer service, the convenience and speed of your business operation will speak for itself. Remember that word of mouth is the best and least expensive sales vehicle. It doesn't cost you a cent of hard cash. Goodwill is your commodity. Get your customers talking about your great service, and they will spread the word for you. Happy selling!